Good morning, ladies. Today, I wanted to do kind of a fun little podcast. So, I had posted on social media 3 truths and a lie, and it's really fun to see how everybody's like guessing the things that I've done. So, I wanted to do little stories behind the 3 truths and a lie so that you guys can get to know me a little bit better and kind of see the things that I've done, why I've done them, and just really get to know me better. So the first thing that I wanted, or that I put on here, is that I've bungee jumped off the Stratosphere in Vegas. And as much as I want to say, yes, I've done that, I have not. I've been to Vegas 3 or 4 times. Every time I've gone there, I don't know why I didn't do it. There was one year that we stayed at the Stratosphere, and that was like the time that I was going to do this bungee jumping. I didn't even know they had bungee jumping. Oh, and it's really funny. I'm drinking out of my Stratosphere Las Vegas cup right now. Coffee cup. Oh, too funny. So we go to the Stratosphere. Me and my sister had stayed there, and I saw that they had bungee jumping. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. I have to do this. And my sister's like, I want nothing to do with this. And then they had a couple other rides up there too. And so we ended up like partying throughout the week, and man, we were like super, super broke at the time when we went to Vegas. I think we went to Vegas with like $200 in our pocket, and we ended up winning like $1,000 or something when we were there. But we were broke at the time. I think this was like six years ago, maybe. I did not manage money well. Let's just say that. So we're at the Stratosphere, and I'm like, oh, I really want to bungee jump. We go up there, and I think it was like $200 to bungee jump. And I just didn't have it. Like, I was like, I don't have $200 to spend on bungee jumping. And I was so devastated. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I really want to do this. And I was really, really butthurt about the whole thing. And so they had this other ride, and I don't remember what it's called, something chaos or insanity or something like that. And if you guys have ever been to like the carnival or like the state fair or any fair really, how they have that octopus ride, you know, it has like the crazy arms that like go out and spin. Well, they had one of those on top of the Stratosphere. So we ended up doing those, and you can like sit 2-person to a seat, and they like buckle you in like a roller coaster. Like you have a thing that comes down over the top of you. And so you all like sit really close together, and then the arm, like think of it as like a big arm, swings out over the Stratosphere. So like you're looking like a few hundred feet down, probably more than that. I don't even know how tall the Stratosphere is. Actually, let me look at my cup. Holy shit, it's 1,149 feet. And it is called Insanity. How funny is that? I'm just looking at my coffee cup right now, and it says Insanity the ride is a massive mechanical arm extending out 64 feet over the edge of the Stratosphere at a height of over 900 feet. So that's what me and my sister did. And there's no like bottom to it. So your feet are just like dangling, right? And it's like spinning you and spinning you and spinning you. And you can't see anything below you except for like, there's nothing below you except for the strip. Oh, it was so much fun. It was like sickening fun. Like it was so much fear, you know, because if that thing broke, like you're dead. Like if it breaks, you're dead. Like you're never going to survive that. And it seriously was insane. But it was also so much fun. It was like such an adrenaline rush. And then when you get done, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. So that's what we ended up doing when we stayed at Vegas. And if you ever go to Vegas, I highly recommend that you do all of the rides. Do as much stuff as you can. The other thing that I wanted to do when I was there is zip lining. But I'll just be honest with you. Every time I went down to Fremont Street to do the zip lining, I was too drunk and they wouldn't let me zip line. So sad face. Next time I go to Vegas though, I'm totally bungee jumping and I'm totally zip lining. Next. So this one is a truth. This is true. My first job was a fry girl at McDonald's, and I shit you not, I was the fry girl and the cashier girl at a McDonald's in town. And I started working there when I was 16, and I think I worked there for about 6 or 8 months. And the reason I got this job, I did not want one, I didn't want a job. Two, I didn't want to fucking work at McDonald's. Like, who wants to work fast food? But for my 16th birthday, my dad got me a job. Yay! Just what I wanted for my 16th birthday. And so he gave me a card, and it said, "Happy birthday, I got you a job, you start Monday." And I think it had like an application or something in it too. Honestly, I don't remember. All I know is that he's like, "I already took care of everything. I already filled out all the application, gave them all your stuff. You just have to go in and sign a form and start working." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me?" And I did. I worked at McDonald's, you guys. I can't tell you how many times I was there, and I was just like, I was angry that I was there, I'm not gonna lie. And I would like throw the stupid fries into that fryer, and then the grease would fly, and then I would burn myself. And oh, it was terrible. And at the time, I was also a smoker. Yeah, I was 16 and smoking. Actually, I think I started smoking when I was like 13 or 14. And I remember like, you know, you only get like 1 10-minute break because I don't fucking know, because that's just how it goes, I guess. And they would always say, "No smoking." Oh my God, it would just drive me crazy. So then I'd have to go like sit in my car and like power puff cigarettes on my 10-minute freaking break. And the whole place, and not to like knock McDonald's or like any fast food, but like that was kind of the turning point for me for fast food for a while, because some of the things that I saw there were not that sanitary. Let's just say that. So unless you've worked in a fast food place, I mean, you guys shouldn't be eating fast food anyways. Like, let's be real. But I don't know if I necessarily want to like make you throw up right now. Let's just say it was pretty gross. All right, next. Truth. I have flown an airplane. That is a true story. That is a very true story. I've always been fascinated by airplanes. It is on my bucket list to get my pilot license someday, and I will do it. It's a non-negotiable for me. Like, I will have a pilot's license someday. Not like a commercial pilot's license, or I don't even know like the whole, I don't know the sequence of events that you need to like get to. I just know that I've taken some private lessons, and that you have to have like a certain amount of hours in order to get like, they have different classes, but to get like a 2-seater or 4-seater airplane, because I just think that would just be awesome. Like, who doesn't want to learn how to fly a plane? And so I think it was for a Christmas present or for my birthday present, and I don't remember which, but I just really, really, really wanted to fly a plane. And my dad had purchased me a gift certificate to redeem for 2 flight lessons, and it was like the coolest gift ever. And so I get there, you know, you have to do like all the safety checks, and they like teach you all about the plane and like what this does and what that does. And you guys, I think I was like 19 or 20, like this was like my early 20s. So it's been a while. I don't really remember everything that I did, but I remember like getting there, and I had to do all these like safety checks, and they like take like an hour or so to go over like the parts of the plane and things like that. And I was only in the air for, I want to say like 20 or 30 minutes. And they do the takeoff and they do the landing, but it's like a 2-seater plane. So you're sitting side by side with each other, and you both have control of the controls. And so I would just like mock everything that he was doing. And then he would explain to me like why we're doing this. And then I would do the same thing. So it was like a learn as you go kind of thing. But he did the landing and he did the takeoff. I just was kind of there to mock what it would look like. But you have to have, I think, so many lessons or so many hours under your belt before you can do, takeoff and landing by yourself. But when we were in the air for those 20-30 minutes, you bet your sweet ass I was flying that plane all by myself. Well, not really. I had an instructor right there next to me, but I was in full control of the plane, and I'm not kidding you. Oh my God, you guys, it was like the coolest fucking thing on the planet. It was so freeing, so exciting, and to be like looking down, you know, and we're like in the Midwest, and it was summertime, and just seeing like everything. It was just so absolutely cool. And so my suggestion for you is go take a flying lesson, or just go fly in like a 2 or 4-seater plane. It is like one of the coolest experiences you will ever have. Oh man, just being up there, it feels like you are flying because the planes are so small. It's not like flying in a commercial plane at all, not even a little bit. And I enjoy flying. Like, I enjoy flying all the things. But there's just something really freeing and really exciting about flying in a small plane. All right, and the last one I got for you is that I won MVP Jammer playing roller derby. This is true. I have actually won MVP Jammer several times, probably half a dozen or so, to be honest. I lost track, and that's not to like pat myself on the back, but like I was a bomb ass jammer in roller derby. Like, I just went balls to the wall. And a lot of times I would just like black out and not know what I was doing. I get to a point where I'm like so adrenaline that I forget what I'm doing. You know, like, you ever get out there and you're just like, well, I suppose a lot of you guys listening to this probably don't even play roller derby. So roller derby, look it up. It's nothing like you probably think roller derby was from like the 70s and 80s. It's actually very structured, very competitive, very, very athletic. Like, roller derby is not what you would think it was when you see things about roller derby. At least when I first started roller derby, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, they clothesline people and they get in fights and do dog piles and stuff. And it's nothing like that. Absolutely nothing like that. It is a sport. They are athletes, and they actually are really freaking awesome and work really freaking hard. There's a ton of strategy. There's a ton of cardio. There's just a ton of discipline that goes into it. And just like any sport, though, or any recreational league, like, it can be as competitive or as recreational as you want it to be. And so I'm very competitive, and I just really enjoyed it. It was like super hardcore. And you're on quad skates, so you're not like on rollerblades or anything like that. It's actual quad skates, which I prefer. I don't like rollerblading at all. And so to kind of give you a brief, it's on a flat track. So not like those bank tracks that you see in the movies. Like, that's not a thing around here. We do flat tracks. I don't play roller derby anymore, but I did for 3 or 4 years. And so you have 5 players on the track, on your flat track. You have 4 blockers, and you have 1 jammer. And the jammer is the person that scores the points. They also have like this star panty is what they call them, which is like a nylon stocking that you put over your helmet that shows what position you're playing. And so I was a jammer, so they have a star on your helmet, and then you have like a pivot who kind of like tells everybody where they need to go, and then you have 3 other blockers. And so you line up, they blow a whistle, and you guys like bust ass around the track, right? So the opposing team's blockers are trying to stop you while your blockers are trying to help you. So it's like football on skates without a ball, kind of. There's a lot of shoulder checks, hip checks, just stop, go, like super, super fast. And so I loved the adrenaline rush of being a jammer. I don't know what it was. I just loved it. And like, I'd get out on the track and I'd be like scared shitless, you guys. Like, I'm not kidding you. If you ever get like the nervous shits before something, I would have the nervous shits like crazy before every single bout, which they call them bouts. I guess you'd call it a game, but it's called a bout, or like a match, but we call it a bout. And I would just get so freaking nervous, anxious, excited. Like, you know, that like surge of adrenaline where you're like, oh my God. That was me every time before a game. And it was like the coolest feeling, but also like the most terrifying feeling. And I'm very like determined. I can be very like focused. And so they'd be like, all right, Sasha, you're up next. And I'd be like, oh my God, breathe. And so I'd be like, all right, just focus, concentrate, breathe in, breathe out, you know, and I'd get on the track and they'd blow that whistle, and I would just like balls to the freaking wall, you guys. I would be jamming for anywhere from like a minute or two, like the plays. Gosh, I'm having a brain fart. What do they call them? Doesn't matter. They only last for like 2 minutes, and then they blow a whistle, and then you line up again, right? And so they have 2 half-hour or 2 half-hour halves. So like the first half, you have like 2-minute segments up until like a half hour. I'm calling them segments. They're called something else. Email me if you know what they're called. I'm having a brain fart. And so you don't necessarily jam for the full 2 minutes, but sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. And it is so fucking hard, but it's so rewarding too. And a lot of times they're like, Touche, because that was my derby name, was Touche. My maiden name is Shay. And so I thought that it was a little fun play on words. Touche. And I would seriously like black out. Like, not like pass out, blackout, but like I would just go balls to the wall that I was so focused and in the moment that I didn't even remember what happened half the time. Like, I'd get off the track and they'd be like, well, you should have done this, or you should have done this. And I'm like, I have no idea what even happened out there. Like, how am I still alive? Like, how did I do that? And they're like, you scored this many points. I was like, no way, that's awesome. Like, I was so determined that I wasn't even worried about like the scoreboard or what everybody else was doing. I was just focused on me getting through this pack and getting as many points as I could, busting ass around the track and getting as much points as I could. And that's all I remember. And it was just, it was such a fun time in my life. And I would love to get back into roller derby again, in some way, shape, or form. It was an adrenaline rush. It was a really high impact sport. It was just very balls to the wall, kind of like I am. I'm a huge adrenaline junkie, and it was really a fun time in my life. So if you guys have never seen, heard, or done roller derby, not that I'm suggesting everybody goes out there and buys a pair of skates and joins a team, but you should definitely look into it. And there's a few places around here in the tri-state area, in the Midwest, for those of you who are in the Midwest. Sioux Falls has a team, Minneapolis has some teams, Omaha has a team, I think Fort Dodge has some teams, Fargo has some teams, Lincoln has a team, Norfolk has a team, Sioux City had a team. I think that may or may not be coming back. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I know that the other places around here do. And you can just Google like roller derby in your area and go support your local team. It's a pretty cool experience. So that's it, guys. That's a little bit about me. Tell me what you liked about this podcast. Tell me what you want to know about me. I love just sharing little tidbits on things that I've done and things that can help you. So pretty much the moral of this story is go out there and try new things. Like, you only live once. Go do the things that scare you. Go do the things that interest you. If you want to go jump off the frickin' stratosphere, go jump off the frickin' stratosphere. If you want to fly a plane, go fly a freaking plane. You're not getting any younger, right? You're not getting any younger. Just go do the things that you think would be fun. I mean, hell, you want to ride a motorcycle, go ride a motorcycle. You want to ride a horse, go ride a horse. You want to go play blackjack and just go do the things that you want to do. Stop living in fear. Stop saying like, now's not the time, I can't do this, blah, 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 blah. Stop making excuses for the things that you can't do. You don't like your corporate job? Find a new job. First, you need to get a better perspective about your job. Turn that job into gratitude so you don't bring that same poor attitude into your next job. But if you're not happy at your job, get a new job. Go after that business that you've always wanted to start. You know, if you're stressed and overwhelmed and all of these things, like, ask for help. Like, do the things that you need to do to live a life you want to live, right? Stop making excuses. Go do the fun things, have more joy, have more fun, have more excitement, have more, feel more alive, right? Like, what's the point of living if we're not having fun? All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Reminder, head on over to sashadavis.com/apply now. I'm taking applications from now until the end of December for my one-on-one mastery program. It's that 6-month one-on-one coaching program that I was telling you guys about, I think in a previous episode. Application's free to fill out. Literally just fill it out. See if you're like, oh, I'd like to work with Sasha and be a part of this group or not. Like, really, we just go through an application process to see if you are a good fit, if what I got going on is a good fit for you. If not, I'll make some recommendations on where to start. You know, maybe offer you some books or some other courses that might be up your alley. So it doesn't hurt to try. Doesn't hurt to apply and get on the phone and chat. So that's all I got for you. Enjoy your day. Go be a badass.